This presentation is entitled Practical Ways to Avoid Food Additives, Little Changes That Can Improve Your Health. This presentation does not attempt to diagnose, treat, or suggest medical treatments. It is merely an educational presentation. Hi, my name is Lisa Magnuson, and I am putting this educational presentation together so that you can have a better understanding of how to avoid food additives and why they're dangerous. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just someone who's educated myself, and hopefully this will be a benefit to you. The overview of our presentation is we're going to talk about food additives and why they're dangerous. We're going to familiarize 3 widely used additives. There are thousands of them out there, but we're just going to talk about 3 of them. We're going to explore new ways to eliminate additives from our diets. This presentation, however, does not encourage fanatical or extreme dieting, encourage government conspiracy discussions, encourage corporate conspiracy discussions, and solve all your health problems. Sorry, we're not going to spend a lot of time on companies who try to come up with all these methods to get you addicted to their food. But I will say this, there are organizations out there that do have the intent to addict you to their food. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. But it's something for you to understand. It's not meant to discourage you. This is meant to empower you and educate you. So let's talk about food additives. What are they? It's a substance added to food to preserve its flavor or improve its taste and appearance. Over here you can see I have a diagram of some bread with some well-known and widely used additives. Basically, food is genetically broken down and additives are inserted to give food a longer shelf life, addictive qualities, or to look more appealing. The problem is it's extremely dangerous to your health. Why are they dangerous? We're going to talk about 3 widely used additives. The first is aspartame, high fructose corn syrup, monosodium glutamate, or MSG. Let's talk about aspartame. It's an artificial sweetener. It's found in Equal, NutraSweet, other products. You look at sugar-free things like sugar-free drinks or lemonades or things of that nature. It's 200 times sweeter than sugar, it's easier to create than sugar, and it has addictive properties. It's a neurotoxin and an excitotoxin, which means it's toxic to your brain, and 70% of health complaints to the FDA are about aspartame. It's in a lot of diet drinks, low-calorie foods, gum, and I was sad to find out mints. It's currently in about 9,000 everyday products that we consume on a daily basis. When it's consumed, it breaks down into DKP, which converts into a near duplicate of a brain tumor-causing agent, formic acid, which is similar to ant venom, formaldehyde, which is an embalming fluid, and methanol, which has been linked to sudden blindness. So on the bright side, if you have a lot of aspartame in your system, you won't have to pay to have yourself preserved because you'll be embalmed already. Aspartame is most likely found in these products. You can press pause and see if this is in your cupboard. Aspartame rat experiment. This is a 2-year independent experiment by Victoria Innes Brown. The control group of rats were given water in their food supply, but the experimental group were given the equivalent of 2/3 can of diet soda in the food supply. And as you can see on this picture, that the images are graphic, and you can note that the tumors are circled. Pretty scary. High fructose corn syrup, our next additive. It's a flavor enhancer and preservative. It's highly addictive, and it's cheaper to produce than sugar or sucrose and has a longer shelf life. It's in millions of everyday products like bread, cookies, soda, condiments, juice, etc. If you go to your cupboard right now, I bet you can find maybe 50 to 75% of your products contain high fructose corn syrup. The health risks of high fructose corn syrup are an increased chance of heart disease, your bad cholesterol level raises, your risk of gout raises along with your uric acid levels, and there's a dramatic increased chance for type 2 diabetes, which in this country is becoming an epidemic. High fructose corn syrup versus sugar ingestion. Let's examine this. So if you eat something with sugar, it raises your blood sugar, which triggers your insulin, and so then your insulin level naturally raises, and then the brain signals satiety, or it's satisfied, and you stop eating. Unfortunately, with high fructose corn syrup, it goes to the liver and converts to fat. The insulin level, however, remains unchanged. Therefore, the brain doesn't send a signal, and you keep eating and eating and eating. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG. It's linked to brain lesions, headaches, convulsions, learning disabilities, hormonal imbalances, diabetes, autism, ADHD, Alzheimer's, birth defects, and many, many more. It's a flavor enhancer and preservative. It's known as the nicotine of food, which means it's probably one of the most addictive substances. It's an excitotoxin. It excites your brain cells to the point of cell death, and it actually causes obesity. It's been proven if you use it in scientific experiment, it makes the rats and people obese. It's found in products such as diet food, canned soups, fast foods, salad dressings, snack foods, frozen dinners, most chicken and beef stock, etc. And here are pictures of MSG-treated rats. Pretty gross. So how do we avoid this? You got to educate yourself. You've got to read the labels, and you've got to make small but lasting changes. Now, don't become like one of those organic people who are all smug and extreme. It helps you to empower yourself. I have some local resources that you can look into. Research according to your own health concerns. There are thousands of other products that affect our health. Seek out those who are educated about diet and it can help you. Remember, avoid extremes so that people will still want to be your friend and go out to dinner with you. Read the food labels. Additives are often disguised as ingredients that sound natural, such as soy protein isolate and natural port flavoring. I've provided a grocery store cheat sheet, so you can take that with you if you're curious about if an ingredient is actually an additive. Seek out short lists of ingredients. I went to the grocery store and found a ranch dressing with 27 ingredients. Doesn't quite sound right, does it? Eat as close to nature as possible. If you can't pronounce it, it's probably bad for you. The word natural is not regulated, which means that anything can be considered natural. So you look at a label and it says, all natural. It doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. However, certified organic means it's strictly regulated and free from pesticides. Small and lasting changes. Remember, additives equal addiction. When you try to get off these items, your body is going to revolt, much like you would if you were taking tobacco or addicted to alcohol. Make small changes at a time. Don't give up. And I have tips for you on the handout that I provided. You can see in this presentation that I've flown through very briefly that there are many ways that you can run into food additives and how they can destroy your health. The best is to educate yourself, to read the food labels, and to make small and lasting changes. And I think you'll find that your health will improve, your quality of life will get better, and that you will find that your body eventually won't crave these things anymore. So, good luck.